Bonsoir, mes amis. Welcome back to Monaco. Last time, we erased most of the traces of our past. This time, we'll continue on that trend and make some new memories along the way. As is standard at this point, we are introduced to something new, this being submachine gun guards. They're dressed like special agents with suit, tie, and sunglasses, and they carry submachine guns. These do significantly more damage at a significantly higher rate than the pistol guards we encountered previously. Just like the last mission with its glut of guards and security appliances on the first level, this one can also be a bit intimidating until you realize that all the guards are facing towards the lakes or caverns. Also, Pierre's hideout. Oh, hi Pierre. What are you doing here? Doesn't matter, we'll find out later. Apparently, Pierre's got himself a nice little hideaway. These guards are not particularly any more alert than their counterparts with pistols or wrenches. The main difference is that they're more deadly when they do catch you. Guards will shoot a stream of bullets in your direction, each one of which will cause damage.
Quoi? Qui est là?
Luckily, even if you do get the attention of a guard across the way, there are plenty of walls to be able to break a line of sight and lose his attention. Unfortunately, I get a little bit confused here because I don't pay attention to all my options. I can't go for that computer that the gentleman's standing in front of because he'll alert on it. And I don't want to turn off the power box because there are guards right outside that could easily open it up and get it back on. Unfortunately, I didn't notice that window to my left that would have led outside. Or do I? If I hadn't continued to go through that area, there's also a exit to the underground caverns at the top of it, which will bring you up to the same level. This is something that's going to become more prevalent in levels from now on, is that there will be multiple exits between levels. They all have their upsides and downsides. For the moment it just means another point of entry, but later on it will become one of the only easy ways to access different areas with different loot. Since I've got more of a non-confrontational playstyle in this game, the smoke bomb works out pretty well for me here. This museum does have a couple of interesting exhibits. Off to our right, you'll notice the goddamn shark with a laser beam on its forehead. Cleverly enough, they have managed to tie that into the security system.
Il y a quelqu'un ici?
Of course, here I'm getting a little impatient and I'm just getting everybody's attention. Off to our left, there's a new kind of safe. This safe has actually got a built-in alarm. You can open it same way you'd open a normal safe, at the risk of setting off the alarm. If you have a computer virus active, however, you can open that safe instantly, with no chance of the alarm going off. Same thing if you use a wrench, much like the alarm doors. It's actually a pretty good description for it. These are essentially a mix of the safe mechanics and of the alarm door mechanics. They set off the alarm in the same way and they carry the same amount of gold as a safe.
Arrête-toi, voleur!
So you notice after that small amount of time of being targeted by both guards, I've lost more than half my health. That's going to be a running theme. This level can be a little bit difficult to get into at first. Both the North Hall and the South Hall are being watched by submachine gun guards, and the main area is being watched by 2 lasers on either side, both of which are hooked up to machine guns. Machine guns are now also a part of the laser defense system, so if you thought it was just going to stick to crossbows, well, time to be disappointed. On the right side is another one of the ATM safes, and on the left side is a regular safe. It can be a bit difficult to get to these, however. All the computers for this particular level are on the left side of the room, which can be a little bit dicey to get to. Luckily, by unlocking one of these doors from the outside and slipping past the guard quickly, it won't notice you. This one's going to be a lot more difficult, though.
Il y a quelqu'un? Bon.
I'd hope to be able to walk around in front of him and avoid his attention, but with how well lit the area is, that just wasn't going to happen. This here is an example of, if you have a virus on those electronic safes, they open instantly. Unfortunately, the large safes are still going to be just as difficult. And naturally, rather than opening what I want them to open, my viruses are going around everywhere and turning off lights rather than staying in the laser grids. Sometimes when doing missions like this, you just have to bite the bullet and take the hit to be able to open up the safe. Your viruses aren't always going to play nice with you. If you're playing in multiplayer, it's actually a bit easier. You can have somebody stay on the left side to constantly have the viruses active where they need to be. But, well, even then it won't always be such a guarantee. Up on the top level, top secret storage, is where we have all 3 of our mission objectives. Much like the bottom floor, this can be a little bit intimidating because there are a lot of guards, and they have lots of line of sight. Luckily, this area is a bit dark, so you won't necessarily be spotted as soon as they see you. And additionally, there are also some power boxes around the area. In my experience, it's actually best off to avoid these power boxes for various reasons. One of which is that Well,
quelque chose.
they have guards right next to them. You can turn off the power box, but all the guard's going to do is turn around and come and turn it back on immediately.
Bon, ça devait être un chat.
The laser in the middle is attached to an alarm and to a machine gun. It can be a little irritating at first, but you can slip past it and get everything done.
Qui va là?
Something clever up here is that both these guards obviously have sight of me opening this safe, but once they come around to investigate it, I'm out of sight long enough for their suspicion levels to go back down to 0. So, just because a guard has vision of you, you don't always have to panic and immediately turn around. And worst case scenario, I also have the smoke bombs, so...
Quoi? Qui est là? Ouais, bon, ça devait être un chat.
Luckily, making our way out of the museum is going to be significantly easier than making our way in. We don't have any need to go back down to the bottom floor. We can just make our way back to the ground level and take one of the cars away in the upper left.
Attends, j'étais sûr d'avoir entendu quelque chose.
Something I noticed that when that submachine gun guard was shooting at me as I was on my way up to the nautical displays, he actually destroyed the glass around this exhibit directly to my left. Guards won't be able to see you around solid walls, but glass they can actually blow right through.
Garde! Arrête!
With that, we're done with the museum. Please join me next time when we celebrate our ill-gotten gains at the disco. But first, let's go back and see what good old Pierre's doing here in his own little hideout. That koi pond. Unfortunately, it sounds like Pierre's getting a little more bloodthirsty after things have gone on. Maybe we'll see more of him later.